fucking late again. I'm late to the stream again. Damn, I'm 30 minutes late. God damn it. Okay. Okay. Anyway. Evening, everyone. Welcome. Happy Sundays. It's not though. Happy Sundays, everyone. Tanjiro, Winter, Wiwi, Nova, Azzy. Welcome, guys. Welcome. You're always late. No, I was not late on the last stream. On the Left 4 Dead stream, I was not late. Hell, I started like 8 p.m. baby. I was like 15 minutes early. Could you imagine that? I just overslept. I slept on my alarm again. Have you guys had those, like, is it me or sometimes the body clocks tend to like fuck you over? Can't you let me be happy that I was at least kind of early today? I mean, yeah, like both of us are like, we're like, you know what? Never mind. 30 seconds late minus 10 hour, 15. No, it was 30 minutes late because I woke up at 7:30 and then I cooked dinner. Ugh. And then I said to the server, chat stream's gonna start at 8:15 because I totally did not oversleep. And then I took a bath at like 8. And then it took me 30 minutes to finish. God damn it. I'm still a bit drowsy. Dude. Oh yeah, and also, as you guys can see, from the server, I have revamped the moderation. When can I get Loton to eat poop? Probably Potato is gonna do that kind of thing, cause we already made someone eat poop twice last stream. But anyway, server revamp, server moderation revamped. For those who didn't read the announcement on the server, it's just I'm gonna put an 18 plus channel, special channel for the mature audiences, since I want to split the younger audiences to the older ones. Plus, we and myself can be a little bit fucking unhinged on the server, so it's kind of giving like a bad introduction to the people who just joined. like I want it to be safe for like everyone, because if I stream on TikTok, there are gonna be a lot of minors who are gonna join. It's inevitable. 30 seconds late. Minus, oh. He's collecting our personal information to create an AI. To hell with that kind of stuff, dude. Think of it as like the adult table as the kid table at the family gathering. Yeah, good analogy, Winter. Good analogy. So yeah, it's something like that. But we will still abide by the rules. We will not talk about any hate speech, homophobia, or sexual assault type shit. We will still abide by the etiquettes, by the rules. Oh yeah, that's just about it. Like, you have to send an ID to verify yourself that you're over 18. It's you just need to show your date of birth, not your name, address, yada yada, yada yada. It's just a date of birth. Then me or my mods can verify it. Michael Jackson, Ryangha _X. Welcome. Good evening or good morning. I've done my part. Have a great day, Pookies. Okay, good job then. Send it to me. I'm a mod. Trust. Girl, you don't even want to be a mod on the server in the first place. Yoshi, I'm 12 years old. Alright, pack your bags. Pack your bags, kid. I'm kicking you out of the adult table. You know what? I am banning you. I am gonna do a public execution with you. I'm gonna put your head on the guillotine. Yeah, I forgot about that. Too much work being a mod. Yeah. Oh, diba? Anyway, we are gonna stream Cult of the Lamb this evening, cause I really enjoyed the last part. Public execution at 9 p.m. That's crazy. The last time we did Cult of the Lamb was like 5 days ago. We did a ton of progress. We basically like invited the half of the active people on stream. But if you guys want to join, feel free to feel free feel free to do so. He's gonna get a thousand blows. Hey, okay, I kind of know that reference, but it's like very vague. It's very vague. Because I've seen a lot of executions back then. Anyway, let's not waste time, dude. It's been like 30 minutes now. This, that, this, and this. I'm a ML. Have a good stream, Yosh. Okay, Nova. Bye bye. What? You don't want to see the breeding? I'm joking. You don't want it to see in action? Yeah. Oh yeah. I still gotta bind my Twitch account on this again. Oh yeah. I have like a question. Is it me, or have you guys also have like a body clock? Like, even if you slept like, I don't know, 1 p.m. in the evening, you still wake up at like 7? Cause that's my situation now. There you go. Have fun, Yoshi. I'm a lurk with Minecraft Horror mod I found. Alright, sure. Sure, girl. Have fun with the horror experience. Okay, so last time we... Oh yeah, Nova and... No. No, when Kimberly and Arctic died on the first day. On the first stream, that's crazy. Oh hey, laro tayo. Welcome. Do you wanna join the cult? The stream won't hack my account, trust. Uh-huh. Sure. Sure. I believe you. Let's... Can I make stuff? Prison. I wanna make the lumberyard, but I don't have enough wood. But let's make this first. Why not? Can make it. Can make it, so why not? There. I'm happy to be a rose fox. Heck yeah, you are. Heck yeah. Hello? Lord Submissive Omega Femboy Puppy Maid, may you breed us. God damn it. Where's the prison? I don't know where the wood. Okay, I'm gonna put you in prison, Nova, once I have enough materials. God damn you. Oh yeah, let's fish first. Let's fish. Cause I saw a streamer the last time we raided someone. You can actually auto fish on this game. I just need to enable it on the settings. Like watch. I'm gonna finish doing something on Twitch and drawing. I'm alert for now. I will return. Sure, take your time, Azzy. Do not worry. There is like, I saw auto cook, auto crab. Yeah. There you go. Auto fish. Stop timing crusade. That's fine. Oh wow. Okay, so this is like the cheats. Auto craft, auto cook. Nah, I'd rather just do the auto fish for now. Dude, auto fish. I'm not using the controller. I'm sorry to tell you, I'm a rose gay fox in real life. Hope you don't hate me now. So are you considered as like a furry of some sorts then? Yeah, and also I wanted to yap about my body clock, cause I keep waking up at like before or after like 7, like 10 minutes after 7. I don't know why though. Is that like, should that be a curse, or like, should that be like a curse or something else? Cause if I have no school, that would be like I can't sleep. I can't go back to sleep once I wake up. I'm gonna start doom scrolling now. But if it's like school, well, I have like an hour to prepare, which is not like not good. I need like an hour and 30 minutes to prepare for school. Not to mention the traveling time. Reverend Dior, did I say that correctly? Welcome, welcome. Good morning or good evening. How was your day? Oh, no fish left. God damn, I captured all of the population in Atlantis. What do you need? Fuel. Wait, I don't have any wood. Reverend is fine, thank you. Alright then, alright. So, do you want to join the cult? We don't bite, we don't bite. We traveler. I'm the original furry without being Syrian. This channel LGBTQ friendly, yes. Of course it is. Majority of the server are like, well, LGBT. Hey, someone's fighting! Hey, break it up! Hey! Hey! Azzy. What happened? 90% of people here is gay, yeah. You're not wrong. You're not wrong, dude. Wait, Wee, did you start the fight? Cause I know you have the trait to beef with others, dude. Yeah! You know what? You and Nova are gonna be put in prison. The next ritual will not require any resources like the Twitch chat. The next? Okay then. Yeah. Oh hey Sam, welcome. You wanna join the cult, dude? Oh nice. Hell yeah. What did I know? It's Wee. Wee has the trait to start fight with others. How? Hold on. You know what? I'm gonna do an expedition first, so that you guys can join. Alright. If you can see on your Twitch chat, there is like an overlay on Darkwood. No, where you can customize your character first, and then once you customize your character, you're gonna join a raffle, which I will start after this run. And then if you're the lucky winner, you can join the cult. You can do a lot of things. Probably send a chat, in game, do votes and stuff. Ice control. Oh, right. I'm level 2, dude. Yeah, so you can punish me. Oh, okay. Is that like a kink thing? If not, if it is, then never mind then. Alright, let's save someone during this run. Hi? Please don't hurt us. We are simple followers, lost in an unfamiliar place. The great Sozo sent us to find more of his beloved menticide mushrooms. He only cares for mushrooms. His madness grows. But when we arrived, we realized we don't know how to find menticide mushrooms. And now we are too afraid to return empty-handed. If you were to bring him menticide mushrooms, he would certainly reward you. You will find him at Spore Grotto. Oh. It's not a kink, it's just that I must accept my mistakes and get punished because of them. Sorry! Sorry! Wait, you guys dropped menticide mushrooms? Shh. No witnesses. Alright. Hey, we got menticide mushrooms. Great. That's awesome. That's awesome. Alright, now we can go to the guy who wants those mushrooms. Ah, god damn it. Dude. Ay. What the hell? Wow. Oh no, wait. God damn it, I take double damage. Ah! I forgot I have that kind of charm. Why did I even get that in the first place? Fear not, for you are my chosen vessel, and death cannot halt you. I shall not allow it, for I still have need of you. Take what you gathered, build and strengthen your cult. This is how power is gained. Continue on, undaunted. Each time you are brought down, you rise again stronger. Sorry. My bad, twin. Massive skill issue, to be honest. Okay. 0 deaths. Let's go back to the expedition again. Cool name, Laguna Femboy. Your death have made your followers think you're... Oh, hey, rude. Rude. You guys there... Oh. You guys think I'm weak, huh? Alright, should I do a sermon? I'm the one late for the intro. You're not gonna last 10 seconds, Isaac. That's crazy. Can I do a run? Hopefully y'all's faith. Oh, thanks for contributing to the totem, Weeby. Alright. Now that it's morning, I'm gonna do a sermon first before I do a crusade. Demon sheep. Actually, it's a lamb, not a sheep. It's two different things. Need to at least beat mom. My mom or your mom? Anyway. Massive skill issue. I need my long nail. At least that, because after that you get the co-op and IID. What is this? A devastating melee attack that can be charged for increasing power. Oh, like that. I like that. Yeah, it's a lamb. Alright, Hi? Ah, the red crown and you, beast. Godly. Come, I have tools to give, yes. Crafted by ᴄᴅᴅ, my brothers. They might have pretty things, but mine? Powerful things. Will you look? Will you take? What will you give in turn? Your flesh? Your bone? Or your crown? I jest, I joke. I won't take anything. Nothing for ᴄᴅᴅ. Okay. Oh. Damn. What? I have so many things. Our mom. Nail art. ᴄᴅᴅ. Is it ᴄᴅᴅ or ᴄᴅᴅ? Unlock relics. You damage enemies based on how many followers you have. Destroy all tarot cards. Deal damage to all enemies based on the amount of tarot cards you hold. For every 5 followers you gain half a spirit heart. Oh. Increase in size. Freeze time, short duration, freeze all active enemies. Poisons all active enemies. Okay. I should probably get this one. Yeah. Oh wait. Oh, it's randomized. Relics are powerful items imbued with the power of faith that can be used to perform attacks or special actions. Relics can be used once they are fully charged. Charge them by dealing damage to non-believers. Some relics can be used multiple times while others are fragile and can be only used once. Hey Hollow Knight, welcome back. How are you doing? According to the English pronunciation, the ᴄᴅᴅ, cause CH is equal to K. Oh, okay, ᴄᴅᴅ. My pretty creations. Holy pieces of reverb beings. They hungry, yes. Crave the power that was once theirs, yes. Feed them, yes. They are hungry for miscreant flesh. Let them feast. Yes. Wait, oh come on. L1 relic. Oh, okay. Ah, yes. Better than silly card. Better than pointy sword. ᴄᴅᴅ is better. Let a god will come again. ᴄᴅᴅ will give relic. ᴄᴅᴅ will make relic. ᴄᴅᴅ will make relic out of you one day. Bye bye. Alright, thanks, dude. I need them sticks and bones. Hopefully, I'm not gonna fight him in the future, right? Am I right, Isaac? Am I right? Imagine Isaac where you don't have the dodge, you're gonna suffer but also become a better gamer. Maybe if I play Isaac, I'm gonna have a different viewpoint on games now. Because Hollow Knight kind of changed my perspective in games. I enjoy indie games more than AAA. Oh, hi. You... 5 points to a pentagram, 5 portents of doom, 5 siblings stood abreast, 5 gods and 1 tomb. Shamura! We do not wish to bother you, but... Shamura, Red Crown grows stronger by the day. Only it has succeeded where he has failed before. Leshy has been slain. 5 becomes 4, becomes 3, becomes 2, becomes 1, becomes nothing. Shamura, rest. We will deal with this. Won't we, Calamar? Yes, sister. Car sister. You there, vessel of the Red Crown, bow to me or you will regret it. To hell with you guys. If you play Isaac, you'll become how unfair the world can be. I mean, it is unfair in the first place. You really don't have any other choice. Or I will make you freaky. Oh, no! I was about to save someone! God damn you guys! It's so annoying! I was about to save like a follower so that the others can join. Oh, look, the fun police arrived. Of course, the fun police. Frick you guys. Out of all the times, it's this one. Now I'm gonna have to fight every single map. Alright, maybe next crusade I can save someone. Kill the bishop, the old faith. The story is the most confusing thing that... Sorry. It's the most confusing thing to understand, really. Like, how complex is the story? Oh, path. No, I don't like that. Not my cup of tea, though. So did I get charm? Yes, skull necklace. Mingo is no longer ill. Hell yeah. And the game is 80% RNG, 80% skill. And Nura, look at that frog. Cute. You have to do a 10 level connection between the ending to an item to a boss to another item to a character to another boss to a floor. Damn. You guys having fun and Isaac is not allowed, huh? I'm joking. God damn it. You guys remember of Aspids? It's the Aspids all over again. It's the damn Aspids. Nah, the Aspids are way worse. Yeah. This is like the younger brother of the freaking Aspids. So what's this one? Is that like I can get a heart or curse your primal Aspids? Exactly. They are like the children of Satan himself. The guys know how to aimbot. They have hacks. I'm telling you guys, they have hacks. I'm fine with my current one. Yeah, I'm fine with my current weapon. You know what? Maybe let's try this. Never mind. I like this better. I like this better. I don't really find why you complain about the brooding mole. I mean, during my first gameplay, it was like, it was so annoying to deal with. Moloch was so annoying to deal with when I was still new into the game. They are children of the thing. You get the glowing wound. ᴄᴇᴅɪᴛ괱 though. Yeah. Wait, was brooding Moloch on P1? Ah, Shibal. Keep getting hit. And spreads black hiker. No, I'd rather get this knife. Brooding was on P1. Yeah. Oh yeah. Crap! I'm almost dead. The frick. You know what? Maybe I should remove this mod. My new coats. Dude. How can I? Dude, I'm almost dead. Fucking hell. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna remove my cape, dude. Cause usually during my runs, I can only get like half a heart damage. I'm gonna switch. There's one more vessel of mine. It matters not much how many times you are struck down, the cult shall continue to grow. Man. The first encounter I beat it first try in the Pantheon 1. It was like the only way I could find it to take slow and heal, and in Colosseum the same thing. I don't know, he's just really awkward to fight. For me. Gotta remove this then. Look at the freaking face. Where is it? I can't do crusades properly. I need to remove it. And then now I can upgrade this. Okay. Shelter. Barnacles. Demonic summoning circle. Crap. Alright, let's unlock all of this first. Let's unlock the shelter since your fat asses keep breaking the bed. Where's my punishment? I don't have enough wood yet. Calm down. So you do want to get punished, so it is a kink, huh? Hey, the damn birds. Ah! I need a scarecrow. I need the scarecrow. So these damn birds keep eating up all of the freaking things. At least we're not short on food though. Hey! No. Come here. Are you planning to take this? What are you doing? No. Come here. Yeah, I can see that. Wee. There are not enough beds. Shit. Hey Shadow, good evening. Welcome. How are you doing? Oh my gosh, dude. My rate is so low. Everyone's so grumpy. Only 2? Oh wait. Resummons a weapon curse, but its level reduces to 1. Only works in the entrance room. Have I unlocked? Yeah, I have unlocked all of this. Give me this. Maybe I should do like a ritual, huh? That use fates are so low. Yeah, it's so low, dude. I need to do a ritual. I don't even have wood to do one. God damn it! We already have a fasting ritual. It's on cooldown. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Can I get wood from this? Yes, I can. My fate is shaken. I can see through your lies. You're a fraud. I must tell the others. Frick you! A follower has begun dissenting against you. This happens when the fate is too low. A traitor is spreading falsehood about you. Other followers may also led astray. To re-educate them or put them in prison to bring them back in the loving embrace of the cult. Or just sacrifice them. You make the rules after all. Nova, if I don't have enough fucking wood, I am gonna sacrifice your ass. Nova will leave. No. God, I don't have enough freaking wood. God damn it. I have 5. I have 5. Shit. No, you know I am against that, Yoshi. How? I know. I can read your mind. There's not enough wood. God damn, I need a lumberyard so bad. What the hell? Sir, if I came back from like a crusade and then everyone just left. What, Dika, there. I don't have any other options to like. Work. Mindstone. Yeah, there's no other tasks to do. Sorry for interrupting. There's like no other. Is there interact? There we go, Jesus. I told your last stream to do that first thing. I don't know the first, I forgot. Whoa, you are glowing. Nova? Nova? Yeah. Oh, nice, thanks. I gotta give you blessings too. I give you thy blessings. Oh, I go level up. Yeah, and I think Wiwi is now level 3, right? Yeah, damn. You're probably the highest level out of all of them. Anyway, okay, looks like the fate is now looking better. I am too old and fragile, leader. I have but a few days left. Man, Phoebe is almost dead. Alright, I'll let you do what you want to do, Unc. You know, okay, I'm gonna do a crusade properly this time. But I don't die, Jesus. I already died twice on like not even an hour of the stream. I already died twice. Imagine I die. Okay, that's just a massive skill issue, to be honest. That's just a skill issue. These are the ones that like freaking me over. Maybe if I have enough parts in the future, I can wear that like freaking coat. Ow! Shit. Okay, the debris are falling from above. Ay, Shibal, ay. Okay, X marks their spot. Right. X marks like the not safe spot. I only just saw it like at the end of the battle. Azzy contributed. Hey, thank you Azzy for contributing to the totem. A small gift to raise the loyalty of the follower. Looks like a ball sack. It looks like a ball sack. What the hell? Oh, hey Mons. Good evening. Welcome. Alright, do you want to join thy cult? I have like 3 people pending, so I need to do as much as crusade so that I can save some followers. If you want it, give it to me. Wait. Hey, wait. Don't you already have like a necklace? And it's kinda in this kind of situation, you can see that experience Yoshi has like with roguelikes. Don't worry, I can adapt. Take Hollow Knight for example. This is just the start. This is just in the beginning. Can I have 2 things? No. Your greed sickens me. Now. This isn't even a roguelike, it's a roguelite. Just a massive skill issue. Can't lie. Anura, another animal. Did I explore all of the map? Can I check? No. Is there like a button where I can look at the map? Yeah, okay, at the top. Well, come on. I just finished the battle. Receive double health when healing. Damage everything on screen when hits. I'd rather take this. Not having a hard time with HP right now. Not at the moment. Yeah, here. Nice one. Alright. Whoa! Phoebe, no! Ah, Phoebe died. Frick, dude. I was trying to make him alive as long as possible. God damn it. Poor Winter, she's now gonna be sad. She's gonna mourn. But what the hell happened to you? Heket, please accept our sacrifice and bless us with fertile soils and bountiful harvests. Keep the famine at bay. Yeah, bro. Yeah, whatever you say. Ow! Boom. Whoa, okay, dodged that on time. Thank gosh. Oh, wait, did I took a hit or At least on this game, if I get too close onto the enemy, I won't get like hit. Poor dude, we're like stuck on like a fungal waste, just like Hollow Knight. Oh my gosh. We has reached old age. Wow, what the heck? You guys are getting old. What is up? Oh, increase in size, fragile. No. Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to attack your followers. I'd rather not. Increasing size fragile. You can only use it once. Yeah, you're turning old, dude. I need bigger weapons. I need bigger weapons. My sword currently is not, it's not cutting it. If I die, will you resurrect me? We don't have the option to, not yet. But yeah, we will resurrect all of the other members who passed away. Oh, just supporting when attacking. Yeah, that's much better. Let me search up when do you unlock it. Yeah, sure. That'd be helpful. I won't tell you, bruh. This.
Salud.
Ow. What I missed? I grabbed some food. Nothing much. I'm still crusading. Am I fighting someone? Oh, you're not a bot. You're not the main, like the old fate. Oh my gosh! You guys are a lot. Not with those. Stop. Okay, not okay. That was not much of a threat. Okay, nice. Jump. Ah, I didn't charge it. Huh. And you're dead. Scammers get scammed, buddy. That's what you get. Oh, now we have two. Like, anyone wanna join the cult then? We have 2 followers. Blumpkin. Huh. Well, I do need the blumpkins, but I need wood. This crusade isn't really cutting it. Bones. Okay, two out of 4 crusades. Alright. Nice. Oh, what do you have to say? Hazel, do you not worship me? Do you not give offering in hopes of gaining my favor? When you return to your cult, you shall find a new offering chest. There you can provide offerings that I, in my generosity, shall turn to gold, so that you might strengthen the cult. But I am not easily satisfied. The same gift offered too frequently will cause the price to be lowered. Yet, fear not. Over time, it will grow in value once more. Give me proper tribute and you shall be rewarded. Okay, then. He is the barbated toad. He also known as Barbados. Barbated toad. Alright. Oh, up on chested. Someone died! No! Aww. Alright, let's make a funeral for Phoebe. Where is it? Hopefully I can make one. Yeah, nice. Here. Prepare for burial. Or I can make you food. I can make you as like food. Ritual cooldowns have been reset thanks to Twitch chat. Nice. Laguna Femboys. Interact, give blessing. Yeah, more blessings, more. Oh yeah, I'm gonna check if Wiwi has like a necklace. I'm gonna give you the ball sack. Where are you though? Yeah, I know, Pingu, I know. Oh jeez, please don't barf, Jesus Christ! What the hell, dude? Wiwi. Read mine. Do I not have the option to give you a necklace then? Oh, you don't? What? That's weird. Yeah, you're Dr. House now. Is it now Lupus? Of course, it's always Lupus. Eat up. We have one basic decorations. Oh. A place for followers who are not worshipping. A place for followers who are not worshipping to pray throughout the deposit. Devotion. Oh. A missionary. I'd rather take this. Okay. I don't have materials. God damn it, I don't have any freaking wood. God damn it. You just need wood. Why am I having such a hard time to find wood? There we go. Alright. Okay, fate is now good. Nice. We're not doing the wood thing. I don't... Wait, the lumberyard? I don't have wood to make wood. That's the problem. Get damn wood, if only it was that easy, huh? Wait, hold on. Let's not recruit more followers at the moment because we are gonna be shortage in bed. Spore Grotto. Hopefully we can get some wood here. Hi. Rare decorations all found by a great leader, the girl Sozo. We sell them to raise money for mushrooms. More mushrooms. We must at least have more. Nah. Got any wood? Cards. Oh, okay then. Hello, Ice Mage 321. The Naruto fanboy has streamed. It's accurate. It's accurate, right, chat? Hi. Aren't you? Greetings, traveler. Me? Why, am I Sozo? Of course. Researcher of all things mushrooms. Guess that makes a fun guy. Just a little joke. Sozo likes to sell. Yes, mushrooms. Mushrooms are Sozo's passion. But Sozo needs more. Sozo always needs more. You will collect for Sozo, yes? Yes, Sozo. Can't trust my followers out there. They lie, they steal. They whisper secrets about Sozo. I just know it! Sozo will do anything and worship you at your altar. Sozo will devote myself to your cause. I'll rip your head off. Sorry, I swallowed my own saliva. Ugh. Sozo will show you how to use power of the mushrooms to open the fragile little minds of your followers. But you do not need to use it on Sozo. Oh no. Sozo will follow willingly as long as you keep bringing Sozo. You know what? Hold on. As long as you keep bringing Sozo mushrooms, Sozo will do anything. Take the path to Anura and find Sozo mushrooms. You may not have seen them before, but now you seek them. They shall be there now. Oh. But how's your day, Ice Mage? Welcome. Wanna join the cult? I mean, not at the moment. Why did I give the guy coins? No, Yoshi, you're a fanboy. You accepted the last stream. No, I did not. Stop giving them false information. I'm gonna put your head in the prison later. I swear, dude. Pick up. Oh, decoration. No, I did not. What the hell? I did not. Didn't even notice. Yeah, cause I didn't. Wait, where's Nova? Oh wait, no. Phoebe died because I thought Nova left in the cult. Anyway, more crusades. Let us get some wood this time. I'm not gonna save followers. Yes, please, I will join when it's convenient. Alright. At the moment I don't have enough wood. I gotta do crusades. Oh really, Yoshi? Do you guys have proof? Actually, do you guys have proof that I stated it? Huh? Maybe I can get wood here. Can I still enter here? Yeah. Watch the VOD. What part of the VOD? It's a 5-hour VOD. No, I'm gonna sit my ass to watch my own stream for 5 hours. Winds of change blow, dost thou sense it? Around us, the world creaks and turns. For it stood immobile. Motionless centuries grow rust. Now that she has fallen, and hereupon the inhabitants of this land begin their fight anew to presume power. Ye shall not find them so easily dispatched again. Okay. Oh, and what do you mean have grown stronger? What? It's like hard mode now. Let's try to. Oh. Huh? Oh, turns a random enemy into a critter. Oh, convenient. Excuse me. Very convenient too. So are the enemies tougher, or did you just place more traps to make it harder? To make it more inconvenient? Even if you didn't say that it last stream, since I wasn't there, your literal cult name is they suggested it, not me. I'm just following what my cult likes, okay? What the cult prefers. Yeah. Hi! What? Whoa, okay. God damn it. Doubt. What a great first impression of someone, huh? This is a great first impression. Tree! Yes! I need that. Oh my gosh, I need that so bad. I need it. Yes. 9 wood. I have 9. That's not enough. Oh my gosh. I need more. I need like 20 at least. At least 20. You're getting destroyed by facts and logic. Is this like Danganronpa where the character breaks at one point? Ow! The frick? Transfer to Minecraft, it has more wood there. Yes, let us make a automatic wood farm. Actually, a while ago, me and my friends were so addicted to like the chance to heal a heart, this spirit heart. Oh, alright, give me then. Gambling! Hell yeah! Nice, extra heart. Okay, as I was saying, me and my friends were like addicted to this one Minecraft mod. It was the cursed walking mod. It's like, take for example Project Zomboid, but it's on Minecraft. But it's more like easier, I guess, because when I played Project Zomboid, it was kind of complicated for me. When hit down to half a heart, all damage deal 2 damage. This one, Fervor. Even if you're a fanboy, you're a spiffy gentleman. What does spiffy mean? Hold on. Spiffy, smart in appearance. Huh. Fine, it's fine looking, smart. Excuse me. Damn, I had to pull up my Google for that one. Dude, update your vocabulary. Hey, I did. Dude, I thought I said spiffy right. And I said fervor. Right. You're not fooling me. Yes, I just look smart. In real life, I'm dumb. I'm stupid. Did I explore all of the You are just I'm an idiot. At least I'm not dumb. Wood, yes. Thank you. Oh, this is like a wet dream, baby. Give me all of you wood. Hopefully I can get 20 after this. You're as stupid as me. We're all stupid in our own way. I mean, hell, we're crazy in our own way. Crazy? I was crazy once. They locked me in a room. A rubber room. A rubber room with rats. And rats make you crazy. Crazy? I was crazy once. They locked me in a room. A rubber room. A rubber room with rats. And rats make you crazy. No, I'm not gonna continue that. Thanks for the stretchies, Ice Mage. What sword am I using right now? Oh, it's this one. What? This one. Thank you. Jumbo. Also, thank you for the hydration, Azzy. Much appreciated. Forcing me to drink water. Much obliged. Gold nuggets? Huh. I can no longer curse, dang it. Why though? I remember once you realized their Hydro Redeem yeet a water ball at the model. Oh, you mean Twitch integration to drawing system? Oh my gosh, I wanted it so bad in the future, so that you guys can like throw stuff at me. It's not that I'm a masochist. I just want the stream to be interactive. Okay. Ow. It's like dirt cheap, but I'd rather buy some important stuff first. It's like $5. But that would be so fun. Like Hydro 3D and politely pours water on my face, or like a freaking water bottle. Jiggle physics, when hell, dude, I don't even have one. I don't have. What do you mean? Even Vidal has like a jiggle physics on his ass. Whoa, hi. Is this a trap or? I'll take it. Doubt. Hey, I'm planning to buy freaking cross dress for our 200 followers celebration on Twitch, but I'm still don't have the moolah just yet. I'm like 80% close. I'm like 80% close. Yeah, you should have jiggle physics on your chest. Okay. Mama Wigger, can I have jiggle physics on my boobies? My community suggested that I will pay you handsomely. I don't even know if that's like good for the model. I'm flat as a chopping board. Nada. Oh, increased curse attack 1.25. Follower form. I'll give me this. Nada. Nothing personal, I'm just trying to get some loot. Sorry, cat girl. Wood or plastic chopping board? I guess wood. To hell with plastic. It's gonna ruin the economy in the ocean. Oh, Ice Mage, thank you so much for the follow. Much appreciated. No jiggle physics on your glasses, making them no jiggle physics on your glasses, making them bounce as you move your head up and down fast. Oh, that would be actually a great idea. Yeah. But this is just a pre-made model. Just a heads up. I found this on Legion. it's like similar to my old model. Fanboy says what? I don't know. I'm not a fanboy. Ask someone else. What? Should I? Am I? Whoa! Oh no, am I gonna? No, I'm not supposed to fight you. I'm crusading. God damn it! Ah, I'm not supposed to fight you. You know what? We have 50 wood, ladies and gentlemen. You know what? Fine. I grow tired of the little lamb. You stick to the script, yada yada. I know you're already dead in the present, dude. You said what? Therefore you. Hey, I said. The fuck. I'm gonna put all of my rage to Leshy. Frick you. What's R2? What? What's R2? Oh, okay. Am I just like emoting on the dude then? I need to kill all of his these grubs first. Oh no. God, frick. Ay. That was stupid. What? Ah, there you go. Nice. Bah! Almost dashed onto the dude. Oh. Oh, stop! 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 Ow! Cave. I like your design. Really cool. Bruh. Bruh. Shouldn't be dying this stupidly. This is just the first fight. Oh, wow, really? Really? Imagine. Dude, imagine I died. Oh, hey sis. Welcome. Good evening. How's your evening? How's your day? Presenting the eye minigun. When you hear that, yeah, that's like your entrance on the stream. That's like your entrance, sis. Okay, I did not mean to fight the boss. I was crusading, but anyway, fine. I'll take it. We have enough wood. Let's skedaddle. The portal. Oh, the portal lets you skip the last area and go straight to the area boss. Oh, really? Oh, that's so. Is that so? Alright, looks like I am confident now to recruit some followers. Sis, you wanna join? You gotta customize your character first on the Twitch chat. No! No! Nova? You know what? Sige, mag-ML ka! Sige! Sige! Fine! Fine, I don't want you anyway! I don't want you anyway! Go play with your game! Can't, I'm making assignments. Alright, alright. Nova left! Fine, I don't want you anyway! Go play with you fucking Mobile Legends. We lost another one. We already lost 4. God damn it. You know what? I'm such a bad leader. God damn it. Me and Ge, don't worry. The 7 of you guys and the following will be loyal. You guys. Junior curses. Press the heavy attack weapon before a heavy attack. Each weapon has a unique move. This one. I'm still dead. Yeah, we gotta find a way to resurrect the dead. I know we can. We just haven't unlocked it yet. Oh, crown. Hold on. Oh yeah, this one. Okay. Work and worship. Law and order. Here. All cults will regain faithful trait, generate 15%. All cult members will gain the industrious trait, 15% increase in work speed. This one. Alright, you have declared a doctrine which has imbued your followers with a new trait. This trait will be applied to all members of the cult and will now change how their fate is affected by events. Oh. That's so. Alright. Where's Azzy? What the hell are you doing? You are angry. I'm gonna put you in prison. Yeah, I gotta put you in prison. Sorry, dude. I want you to be a good boy and put your head on the prison. I will put you here instead, so that everyone can see how much you misbehaved in the cult. Me still angry. Not anymore. Not anymore after I've done building this. Yes? Neither. Skeptics and heretics have made their way to the cult, cursing our way of life, but they want to join. Should we welcome them? What? Skeptics and heretics have made their way to our cult, cursing our way of life. Should we? Dissenting followers. Followers await indoctrination. Huh. Okay. You need to unlock Afterlife 2 to get the resurrecting. Damn it. I feel like that's gotta be like we're so far away from that. We're still not there yet. Anyway, Scarecrow, for the love of God. The damn birds keep messing with the crops. So annoying. Let's make it like this, I suppose. Yeah, like this. Okay. The sustenance doctrine pass gives you either grass eater or grass eater, letting your followers eat grass unpunished, or cannibal, that you harvest follower corpses for meat without losing freight, and lets followers eat the follower meat unpunished. Oh. In prison. Frick you. Winter and what? Damn, girl. Looks like we have a new ship, boys. Lumberyard. No way I just There's no way I... What? What happened? I had 50! What happened to the wood? Hello? It's in 2 doctrines. It's in the doctrines. You need to get Afterlife 2 doctrine, and so you will be able to resurrect people. Of course, I didn't know that. Afterlife. Oh. I have not gotten one of them. People who left steal resources. Damn it! Don't have wood again. Me not has wood. There's no way they stole that amount of wood, right? After 3 of the bishops, you unlock the sin update content, letting you breed followers or make followers wear clothes like a maid dress. Alright. I now have a motivation to kill all of the bishops. I can force you guys to wear like I can force you guys to wear a maid dress. They can steal a lot, Jesus. Nova, what the hell? Yeah, not so tough are you, huh? Looks like you're not gonna get any sleep tonight. Make me rare one. My community has 2 sides. No, don't make me wear a dress. Don't make me dress like a maid, please. I beg you, make me wear one. we have 2 sides on this community. Oh yeah, let's wait. Someone's still not finished building this. Do you want to eat? No. What was the word again? This is what you get for not abiding by the rules. Can I join soon? Yes. Wait, someone didn't eat. Wait. Oh wait. Majority. A lot of 4 people died, or like left. Yeah, we can recruit. Yeah. I will not stray. All right, join the raffle then. Oh. Snore will make nearby followers. Will wake near. Oh Jesus. All right, join the raffle. I forgot that 3 of the members died, 1 left, so we're now at like 7 members. Does anyone want to join us? Except for Ice Mage. Okay, we have 2. I wonder who's the other one. Interesting. I'm gonna become an Poco Loco. What does that mean? Right, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Oh, celeb. Oh, hello. Celeb Tinu. Alright. Welcome to the cult, buddy. Okay, okay, we have another one. We have another... yeah, here. Okay. This will be Ice Mage, I suppose. Wait, what is your trait? Yes. Wow. Okay, we need to take care of you. I need to take care of you. You can get very sickly. Okay, surely this is Ice Mage. Yun. Yay! Welcome. Yay. I order you to do anything. Sorry if the cult is a little bit... The cult rate is a little bit low. Where's Weeby? She give you thy blessing. Stop with your grumpy ass face. Give blessing. There. Bark, you guys. No, I will not release you. I will not look at you. Ha! We educate. I shall mind control you. Good boy. I'm still not gonna release you though. I'm annoyed by these youngsters. The hell. Hey, Scram! Scram! What's this again? Sell for... Oh, I just need to sell. I can sell stuff for gold, but we're not really that low on gold at the moment. we are low on wood, Jesus. Frick you me want be free. If you be a good boy, then I will set you free then. Yeah, another crusade. I like that map. Oh wait, no. Give 10 mushrooms to Sozo. Hold on. I will probably set you free after the crusade, but it depends on how much of a good boy you are. There you are. Yes, give Sozo. Excellent, but not enough. Bring Sozo and more. Sozo will show you how to bring yours to followers of yours. Sozo supposes you want something for your efforts. Of course, Sozo will always pay his steps. Take these. Oh, nice. Hell yeah. Well, 1 out of 4. Bring Sozo 20 mushrooms. I don't have enough. Yeah. You have to visit the Horizon every day to educate the dissenter. Oh. Where's that though? Oh, prison. Okay. Every day. So we've already re-educated them. Let's probably re-educate them after my crusade run. Not Orson, lol. Alright, a typo. Oh my. Can I do another? Yes, I can. There we go. Oh, nice. Alright, okay. It's okay. The cult is now doing better than before. I wish you to be a good freaking voice. I want you to be a part of the cult. If you disobey again, you will join the three of them. Do you understand? Oh, Twitch. Okay, Twitch chat is deciding my fate. I can't go outside. Hey, what do you want? A follower has poop. Celeb? Did you? Wow, damn. Okay. What's the actual purpose of this one? Crops grown with attracts fireflies at night. Oh, I see. Maybe I should use the fertilizers more for the crops. Anyway, thank you, Twitch chat. Hi. Yes, I can smell tasty critters. I stay here. There's enough for you and enough for me. Don't let your follower wander away. You never know. You never know who might be nearby and hungry. Sure, give me back that follower. I will deal with you later. You know, eat them all at once. You creep me out, mister. Anyway. Let's do another crusade. Anura. Oh man, I got this big axe. I dislike this. Wibby? What? You died? Dude. Come on. Ugh. We lost another one. Dude, what the hell? Ow, See y'all in the afterlife. Okay, you're gonna join the three of them now. Why are you all dying so quick? Why? Ow! Come on. Did I hear something? Wee died. I'm very angry. I can't do the Goku voice. That was so cringe. Jesus Christ, that was so bad. I can't do the Goku voice. Not him. Not again. Oh. It was not so long ago that we cast out the Red Crown. Mere thousand years. The heresy it preached could not be tolerated. Such noxious ideals, it could not be allowed. For this most damning of sins, the retribution must be slow and painful. I cast a famine upon your cult, and greed with your ambition unchecked. It drew godly blood. Hey sis. Oh, what? Yo. Oh, jeez. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. You make me sick. Damn, Winter got into this situation again. Winter got involved again. Ugh. Ah, I'm dead. What the fuck? Ah, what the hell? Man, I should not have unlocked this. I should have definitely unlocked this. Should have not unlocked this. Alright, sure says good night. Don't have enough. Damn it. Don't have enough wood for anything. Oh, hey Yix, welcome. Good evening. You almost missed the stream, I suppose, huh? Welcome, welcome. How's your afternoon going? Broken bed. Jesus. Who's snore? I gotta... Who is it? Oh yeah, it's Celeb. I gotta move Celeb into a farther, like, space. Missionary. Oh. Wait, should I? Demonic summon ritual. Possess a follower with the spirit of a demon so that they can join. Oh! Oh! You know what? Yeah. Edit buildings, yeah. Where is Celeb? I gotta put you a little bit farther. Sorry, dude. Alright. Food. You guys are gonna poop so much after this. I can tell. From a mile away. Re-educate. So, are you now? Wow, you're not! Wow! Really? Come on, Azzy, you're better than this. You're better than this. Right, sermon. You know what? Maybe I should just do a crusade on the on should I still do Anura? So annoying to fight. You know what? Maybe it's gonna be worth it. Hello Kim, welcome. A lot has happened. Too much. You just finished work? Oh, nice. Entering this lands, the Bishop Heket, those who don't follow, all the fate, yada yada. Yep, already knew that. These damn flies are so annoying to fight. Yes, please. Yes. Yes. Better spawn chest. Thank you. Overall weapon damage. This one. Phew. I didn't know I could do that. But that's good, at least that's good. Oh, hello. Damage enemies based on how many followers you have. Wait, is it fragile? I didn't saw. Oh no, it isn't. Damn, did we share the same grave? You're not wrong. Hi? Make offering. The statue of the beast desires gold. And I gave you gold. And... Oh! Oh, you gave me gold too. The statue of the beast gives times 43. Oh. Should I be even? Should I maybe I shouldn't mess with your gold. Okay. The dude was like twitching whenever I hit its gold, so I don't want to bother. I don't want to gamble. I just want to do a safe run at the moment. The faint voice of Azzy. Fine, I will submit to you and obey you once more. Tomorrow, I suppose. Maybe next day you will obey me now. Oh, damn. What's this? No, wait. I need... Where should I go, though? Probably here. You have to try to pay the tree after you break the bags around it. It will take the cash, but no reward for you. Oh, okay. Good thing I didn't break all of them. Yeah, I'm not gonna be greedy. Like Nova, who left the damn cult. Left the damn cult. How could he? How could he? Here. Give me your sleep. Sticks and stones will break your bones. Okay, wow. Could you give me wood, chat? Please, chat, I need this. You've received 20%. Oh, damn, 30 seconds of invincibility. Hit down all damage with heck yeah. Heck yeah. Alright, thanks chat. Gotta go IEP. Okay. Have a good sleep, Ice Mage. Bye-bye. Night-night. Ah, not you guys again. Ah! Your flies are so annoying to deal with sometimes. Another skin, nice. Is this a shop where I can buy a follower? Is this like slavery? Yes, it is! Okay, fine. 63% off. I'll take it then. I'll take it, dude. What a steal! Yeah, exactly. What a steal! Oh wow. Oh. Mirror. Destroy all active tarot cards, weapon and curse level increase per tarot. No, thank you. Oh, why I remember that video? Are you referring to the Clash Royale type one? Oh, good thing I dodged that. No. Oh, no? Oh. It was something like... Uh-huh. Yeah, bye. Yeah. Slavery should be free, then another play. Oh, yeah, that was. Slavery should be free, or slavery should be free. Crazy. Spawn a tentacle that inflicts damage when touched. Nah, I'd rather not take that. Thanks. Thanks for the offer. When touched, yo. Wait. Oh no. You're not the old fate yet. Holy. Hey, I dodged. Whoa. Hey, you're not that tough. Shablam, as I proceed to get hit. So, did you want me to be beside did you want me beside me in death? Is that a death threat or something? You don't need to. Still didn't get wood during that run. Don't have. Maybe let's go back to the previous map, cause I've gotten a lot of wood during that run. The Greenwood. I should have gone there. It's in the name, Greenwood. Wow, how could I be so dumb? So, you good now, Azzy? There we go. See. Alright, that's a good boy. Okay, I'm gonna release you. Alright. Let me just clean some stuff up. Is there like a toilet on this game? I'm pretty sure there is. Alright, don't descend on me now again. How many woods I have? 2. Great. That's great. Am I gonna have to manually pick up the berries then? Hey! Hey! No! Behave! I'm gonna put you in the cellar. It's your turn. Jeez, are all of my followers not loyal or what? No offense. Oh yeah, I can use it. Okay, I'm gonna try this. Nice. Is the fates that slow? Okay, let's do the doctrine. Oh wait, the crown. Yeah. Let's do the afterlife. All the cult members will gain the belief in sacrifice fate when another cult is sacrificed. All cult members will gain the belief in the afterlife trait. Only lose -5 fate when a follower dies instead of 20. Shall we do them sacrifices now? I mean, we don't have that much. We don't have that enough members to do a sacrifice just yet. Not yet. All of you guys are dying of old age instead of like sacrifices. No, not yet, Kim, not yet. Not at the moment. We don't have enough members for the cult. Taking stones may break your bones, but Nova must not return. He's not even going back on the stream. That's how bad of a member of the cult he is. I could have. If only I saw it from a mile away. Then we didn't have to experience this. Yo, oh no. Clean away this unsightly mess. Yeah. Sorry. Clean burnt foods. Not the best cooker. Fate has increased. Damn! There we go. Thanks, chat. Wow. Okay, thank you. Dude, what about Greenwood? Yeah, let's go to Greenwood. Let's get some wood. On Greenwood. Wow, fallen leaf. Imagine that when I died, I said see you during my next stream. Darkwood. Not Greenwood, Darkwood. I could have saw this a while ago. It has wood on the name. I keep complaining about not getting wood. God damn. If he did, he's getting sacrificed. What did they vote extra fate on the cult, which I really love. Cause I keep coming back to the cult. The fate is so low. Come here. So am I gonna have to fight Leshy every time I go to Darkwood? Freeze all active enemies. Oh, does this include like bosses too? There goes my no-hit run. Winter has also grown old. Wow. Her as well. Yeah, winter old. What? I died to fish, so I'm not old. You are the one who was like, you were like the very first one who was unfortunate to eat the special fish. Damn it. Ay. What the hell? It's Nova's fault. Wait, who even voted on the special fish? I can't remember who voted for the fish though. Ice Mage has become sick. Germaphobe trait. Oh, it was Phoebe. 1% chance, give me this. Whoa, what is this? When hit. Oh, wow. I don't know. Wood. Is there wood on this run? No. Okay, this is gonna be unfortunate. Well, this is unfortunate. Choose blue. Huh, organize your farm with this handy handpost. Signpost, I mean. No wood, yeah. Ironic for a biome called Darkwood. Oh, wow. Maybe I should give you guys like some gifts. I keep hoarding them. What happened to you? Oh, whoa. Looks like the village got like looks like this place got pillaged, huh? Okay. Oh, berries. Are you like Leshy again? No. No. Okay, wow, what the frick? Jeez. Why am I not hitting my shots? This. Oh my gosh, what the frick? No wood, but all men have wood. Not on this game. Shite. What the frick? How am I so bad? How am I so ass at this? Okay, fine, thank you. Yes. Use soul to heal. Ah yes, I'm holding circle chat. Why is it not healing? Maybe I need to sit on the bench first. Is there like a charm on this game? And I forgot I can just press R2 to go back to the cult. That I don't have to die. Witness Sagarus. Oh, Agar. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. I can't go back. Not on this state. I dodged. God damn it. Man, I am so ass. Yeah. I guess you have the fear of the fallen. Oh my gosh, dude. I find funny how my mom's probably hearing this. Where are you right now? You're like not in school? School on Sunday and in the holidays. Hey, I'm just asking. I'm just asking. Alright. Fix them beds. What's this one? I think she's awake. She's on the VC playing a Minecraft horror mod again. I told you yesterday that I don't have school. Oh yeah, right. And now you're free to join the VCs. Oh, sorry, I forgot. Oh, so you do attract fireflies. Neat. Yeah, ceremony. Right, after this, I'm gonna use the bathroom real quick. Noise. Increase the sound level of weapons when you've been and yes, please. I need this. I need this. My gosh. Another one. What do you guys want this time, huh? Damn, all of you guys are freaking old. Hollow Knight is still... What the hell? All followers instantly poop and vomit thanks to Twitch chat. God damn it. Why? Ew. Are you gonna barf again? Yeah, that's what I thought. Damn, Yix, you are not getting old, huh? Give gift? Big gift? What's that? Oh, food. You as well. You give me the moon necklace. Yeah, sure, Azzy. Maybe I should give you guys more necklaces. I don't want to hoard them. Where's Azzy? Azzy. That's Yix. Hey, dude. Okay, moon necklace. Give blessing. Anytime. Yeah, also I should also give Yix the necklace. or any necklace will do. Give gift. Follower will live twice as long the usual life expectancy. Will harvest bonus resources. Nice. I'm gonna use the bathroom real quick. Hold on, chat. Hold on. Alright, I'm back. Hi, back. Yoshi's sleeping. Stream ending. That's crazy. Still early, 10:35. Are the trees gonna grow or not? Cause if not, I'm just gonna dig them out. I will let you rest. Bed rest. I don't want you to infect the other members. Wood bench? What do you mean by wood bench? The wood thing that you can craft. Oh, the I think I have enough. Oh my gosh, I need 2 more. What the hell? I need 2 more. Ugh. Are we joking? Alright, let's go to the how many mushrooms do I have right now? 8. Meant to side. Oh, okay. Let's go back to the Great Wood Shortage of 28. This is like the Great Depression. We're experiencing the Great Depression, chat. Golly. And I have enough. Yes, yes, this will do just fine. Okay, Sozo will show you this ritual, but you must not show anyone. Alright, chat, close your eyes. Stand back or you will get brainwashed too. Whoa, 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 hey, 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 hey! Brainwashing ritual. Perform a ritual at your temple that brainwashes all your followers. Fate will be locked for 2 days. Oh, oh. Chat, you didn't hear anything. We were just talking. Done! As you can see, now Sozo's followers are brainwashed. They will do whatever Sozo says for a few days and lose no faith in Sozo. But afterwards, many of them will fall sick. Oh well. Now that you have seen, you can go to your temple and perform the ritual yourself. Huh. Alright. Perform brainwashing ritual. What if I don't want to? That's gonna be really helpful since every time I go back... Huh? Instantly refill fervor. Fervor. Oh, relic. Oh, okay, so the brainwashing is gonna be useful since every time I go back after a crusade, all of you guys have little to no faith. I can't believe you guys. I'm joking. Ah, fish. There you go. All of the fish are mine to keep. What is this, fish or something? Suppose, yeah. No, it's like the Stardew Valley, the fishing mechanics on Stardew Valley. Nice. Hey, they call us ready for another ceremony. Alright, alright. We're kinda short on the food stuff. The fish, I mean. It kind of reminds me of like the cult thing, like handling a ton of group members on a group project. I'm fine with like 4 members, but if it's like more than 6, I'm gonna be stressed out, like disseminating tasks and stuff. The fish incident. What do you mean fish incident, Azzy? Right, 2 more. Nothing. Really. Hey Loton, good evening. Welcome, welcome. How's your day? What's up? Kinda late because I hit my life. That's fine, dude. Don't worry. You didn't miss much. Sold out. Unlock follower. Oh. Right, let's do another ceremony and then I'm gonna crusade again. Man, I need to learn the combat on this game. I keep dying. I got great day so far. Oh, nice. Good boy. Oh, Phoebe! Hey, you're back! Hey, yo! A bird follower has been resurrected. That's Twitch chat. Hey, damn! Didn't knew that could work. Holy shit! Nice! Nice one. W chat W. Damn, your necklace is still there. But we're kinda bored because I missed 10 alarms and I did not do my weekly Sunday ride. Oof. What will be the punishment for yourself then? Alright, I'm gonna release you. Okay, and then I'm gonna bury this one. Wait, this is Phoebe. Oh, I think this is ᴄᴇᴅɪᴛ. Yeah, this is ᴄᴇᴅɪᴛ. Oh, there's a poop. I wanted my punishment, instead I died. Where's the blessing? Oh, sorry, you already received your blessing for today. That was your punishment. Ah! Bruh! What the hell? Aww. There you go. I like that you guys are cramped up whenever I'm blessing. Nice. Alright, time to carry this body back to the grave. The cycle continues. I don't have the grave yet, so I don't know. Just chillax there first, Pingu. Oh yeah, we now have enough wood. Let's go. Finally we can make this for. Finally we can make this. What? Jeez. That took me so long. I don't know why. Right, let me help you. I think your body stinks. Thankfully, he's not watching the stream right now. It takes wood to make wood. Right, go, Yix. Onwards. Oh? Wow, you did it! Truly, you are without flaw. I am grateful. I am grateful, great leader. Of course, potato. A lumberyard to make wood. It's like buying a wallet using your money. There you go. Finally, we have our own wood now. AFK farming here. Anyone wanna join the cult? Anyone? Right. If not, then I'm gonna put my name there. I'm gonna put myself there. Damn it. Cycle of life. I hope you die someday. That sounds like a death threat. Oh, sorry, my model. Crap. There. Okay, we got someone. Can't believe I'm the second person to die. I wonder what's like the rate. I wonder what's like the rate on the resurrection thingy. The resurrection voting. I wonder how rare it is. Oh, Loton. Wait, I thought you already joined. Okay. Oh, sorry. I thought you joined. Anyway, welcome to the cult. I am imprisoning your ass. Get over here. Thank you, leader. My fate has been justified. What did I do? You are dissenting. You are dissenting. Look at your eyes. I can see your intentions behind it. It's red. Huh. Immediately go to jail. Unlike I'm an innocent boy like someone. Limao. Anyway. Damn, the cult is doing great. I'm gonna do a crusade and die again. What do you have? Oh, seed shop. You know what? There. Let us continue with this one. You die every single time you go to a crusade. I just researched the need for the moon necklace. It says my follower does not need to eat anymore. Oh damn. I'm gonna do a graveyard shift. I will not suffer the same fate as Leshy. Find me in my temple. You will join your kin in slaughter. Okay. 1v1 me then, bro. 1v1 me, bro. Yeah, there's wood, chat. Let's go there. Let's go there. Hi. Oh. Hello, child. I know you're afraid of Rathaus. I recognize that crown on your head. Rathau has told me all about you. I'm on my way to visit him for a game of knucklebones. I have debts to pay and debts to gain. Oh, knucklebones. Right. I forgot you and your pal have like a game. Every morning we get wood. I guess we gotta call it like a morning wood, huh? Am I right, lights, or am I right? You're alright, lad. God damn, I got clipped. God damn you, Kim. Damn you. From my boner, of course. Jesus. Bro, use wood to make more wood. I didn't want to say that, dude. Allow me to say it. Get clipped, Dozo. Oh, Moz, Moz, he's stream sniping. He's cranking 90s. He's using hacks, wall hacks, aimbot. Allow the femboy to say the thing. Ah yes, the fact that you said femboy was like a fucking cherry on top. Receive double the health when healing. This one. Pineapple on pizza. Alright, sorry. Family friendly. Just like the server. We don't have an 18 plus, right, chat? We don't have an 18 plus channel. Oh hey. Hold on, I'm coming to your area. The one you serve, that monster we have to put in the chains, will not be satisfied until you have killed 4 of us. You have killed my brother Leshy, but you will not kill me, and you will not get close to the other bishops of the old faith. We are far older and more powerful than dear brother Leshy was. Damn sure you're just like disregarding your brother, huh? Ah crap. Damn. That's one. Nice. Naughty boy, stop swearing. You know what? Which hole? What? Hey, yo. Get extra life. Thank you. The 8 of them. 8? 8 holes? What the hell? Oh! What kind of transport are you using to get my location? Yeah, I've been cursed with knowledge for 5 years. Thanks Vsauce for that knowledge. Hey Vsauce, Michael here. Whoa, yatta! This is Cult of the Lamb, or is it? No, this is Patrick. This is Patrick. Nice, we now have 29. Oh, what's this? Diorite. Oh, hey, hello. Receive challenge. Challenge, you say? Hello there, Crusader. If you pass the next combat rooms without using curses, I shall give you a gift worth having. Okay, without curses then. And alas, not for you. Okay, no curses then. Next round. No curses in 3 rooms. Yeah. Okay, double 2 damage. Oh, Winter died. Man. You guys keep dying. Okay, that's the first room. Lemo, everyone in Demis chat just spamming putang ina. Actually, the reason why I keep saying dude in the stream is because of her. Also chat, have you seen her face reveal on like Twitter? Because I just saw it randomly yesterday. I think Yoshi was more emotional when Kim died than Winter died. Yeah, cause Kim died eating a freaking fish. Winter died of old age. I'm not a fanboy, but I'm kind of a furry. Oh. Oh, the insane gaslighting is crazy, huh? The insane gaslighting. Poison now. What's gaslight? Oh, okay. I'll let Google. What's gaslighting? Of course, dude. Of course you know that. You know gaslighting. Come on. But what's my curse again? Oh, it's the flame shot. Give me this. Don't lie to me. You know gaslighting. What's... I said what? What gaslight? Oh, sorry. the the emotional thingy you said a while ago. It's when you light up a gas station. Alright, can now you receive a weapon or curse thanks to Twitch chat. Oh. And I'd rather the current one is better. But again, thanks for the offer. Uh, 2 seconds of invincibility deflects projectiles causing damage. Oh, kind of like that. You're not confusing me. Yeah, because you're in prison. You don't understand the situation right now, Loton. You're in prison. Pumpkins. Pumpkins. Motherfucker, just kidding. Crazy. Alright, sure, we take your time. May I? Hey yo. Hey yo. Ah, the stupid fly got me. Oh, it's like a missile. Oh, interesting. Alright, give me a bed in the give me a chair in the corner so I can watch you guys. Give me a throne. What? Azzy! Oh my gosh, you guys are dying! What the frick? Ah. Every time I go to a crusade, someone dies. The hell? Died from sickness? You didn't die from old age, you died from sickness. Really unfortunate. You died being sick. Azzy wasn't even sick. What the hell? Sick of Pingu's smelly corpse, I guess. Oh shit. Oh, okay, that's the boss fight. Hold on. I don't want to go there yet. What? Huh? Ice Mage is descending. Oh my gosh, what the frick? What is happening? Jeez. Oh my gosh, everyone's living in the cold. Everyone's living in the cold. Shit. Why? Everything was going well a while ago. When I hear my own laughter, it sounds like I am slowly losing it. I am slowly losing it because some of the members keep leaving. Why? Finally, I have been looking forward to this. Make your peace, creature. You will not be leaving this temple. Okay. Forg. Ow, 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 ow. Whoa, what the heck? Whoa! Do you like grapple me when you do that? Weird mechanic. Ah. Yeah, you guys are out of bounds. That's crazy. That's cheesing. Crap. Ah. Ah, why did I? That's so many flies! Motherfuck! Ah! So annoying. Oh, I almost had it. I almost had it. Ah, there goes the fate again. Yeah. Potato and Winter died. Yeah. Frick. Hi. The second biome is so hard. At least we're not short on wood now. That's good at least. The food. When I hear when one lives, one dies. That is the cycle. Okay, I am living under a rock for not knowing what dip is. It's like I called it first, so oh, it's like shotgun. I call shotgun. Refinery. This one. As his final words, Bob is Bob. Bob the Builder. Another one's dead. Oh, this is Winter. Oh my gosh. What the heck? Okay, I gotta clean this first, and then I'm gonna make a burial for the three of them. Okay, any more poops? More stuff? Oh, sorry, I gotta release you, Loton. Okay, there we go. Good boy. And you, sir, you're gonna be in imprisonment. Shotgun is claiming the front seat of the car. Oh, but it's similar, I think. I call shotgun for dying to illness. Yeah, while dips is in general mostly. Oh. Lot. What? What? Hey! Come back here! Come back here! Bastard! Come back here! You think you're slick, huh? He broke out, chat. He broke out. Bro is not Dwayne Johnson. Hey, you're carrying something. Hey. Yeah. The spider was carrying like a berry. Alright. And Loton contribute. Oh, thanks, Loton. Appreciate it. Burial. Right. That consumes a lot of wood. Okay. Maybe I should... Wait, can I just like chop you guys up and just make it like food? Can I make you guys food instead? I mean, you guys are gonna contribute to the cult as well. Instead of like sleeping on the ground for all eternity. I'm just asking. Because making a burial costs too much wood. Hey. Interact blessing. Technically, but I don't know if you can revive us then. Huh. Now that you mention it. Nova, you fucking left, dude. You left the cult. You defied us. You traitor, yeah. Of course, classic Nova. I could have expected it. How dare you? What do you mean why? You decided. You left the cult. You were not following. You were a traitor. Wait, maybe you can join back. I don't know. Try joining. I don't know. And I died following Sweet. Try joining Nova if you can. It says I'm already in the cult. Oh man, that's sad. Oh well. You know what? I'm gonna add myself here. I'm gonna add myself here. Alright, there you are. That's me. If I'm not wrong, there's a chance you can meet him while doing a chariot thing. Like a crusade. Yep, you can find Nova again in the crusade. Oh, really? Ah, okay. That's good. Imagine if I see Nova on one of the old fates. I would be so disappointed in you, boy. I'm already disappointed that you left the cult. And you can do one of two things. Brainwash. Ah. Drag his ass back. Kill him or accept him back. Yeah, I'm gonna kill Nova. I'm joking. Just kill him. No, I want you to suffer. I want you to stay alive as long as possible. Loton, you good? Did I scare you off or something? Yoshi was leveled up. Oh damn, I leveled up. God damn. Huh, nice. Re-educate. Oh, come on. It's that close. Don't have enough menticide mushroom. I'm the one who leveled. Damn, nice one, Kim. Thanks. Let's do some fishing again. If only I can use the other fishes. If only I can cook the squid as well to make food. I can only use the one type of fish for food. Let's talk about the elephant in the room. What is it? What elephant? The thing is, you can't choose who you revive or level up. Ah, I see. That's fine. If we resurrect someone, it's a win-win. That you can get wood. I don't know why. Everything consumes food so much. I don't freaking know why. If only there was like a shop where I can buy wood. Also, this fishing part reminds me of Dredge, which I freaking dropped the game. I ate all the wood. I literally just laughed my ass off. And have me working overtime when I revive. Working on tending the farm. All the wood is in my D. Hey, yo, can I have your wood then? We're running out of like supplies. Delicious wood. This is the reason why the server is 18+. I think there's an immortality necklace. Oh. Maybe I can find it in one of my crusades then. Usually I go like mining, but I wouldn't mind cutting down wood for you when I'm alive. Like I said once, I was alive. Transfer to Minecraft. It has more wood there. If you get it and you get the no sleep necklace, you can revive me and then enslave. I mean, have me work a little bit. Right. Let's get out before the council boot my days. Alright, sure, Nova. Good luck with the sprinting. Nice. We got all of the woods. I mean fish. Fish, not wood. We got all the aquatic wood. Driftwood. I could barely write. Mind you're gonna. Alright, bye Nova, bye bye. Hey, nice one. Nice. Okay. Missionary 2. Demonic summoning. Outhouse. Give your followers somewhere to relieve them. Oh, healing bay. Confession booth. Crypt. Lady, multiple dead followers rest. Avoid rotting corpses. Harvest totem. Increase farm plots. We need an outhouse. There you go. Thanks for contributing to the totem, Wee. Yeah, let's do another doctrine. Need a healing bay for when you revive followers. Oh, really? Oh, shit! Could have said that earlier. Okay, perform a ritual at your temple that allows you bring. There! Perform a ritual at your temple that allows to bring a dead follower back to life. Perform a ritual at your temple to conduct a funeral for. Yeah, this one. Yo, we got it, chat. I wonder how many does it cost? 150. Okay. I have a shit ton. Okay, let's revive someone. I have a shit ton of bones. Some of them become catatonic and won't do anything. Another become cursed and they need to be healed, else they'll eat other followers. Yoshi, going to drink and stretch. Did you redeem the hydrate and stretch though? Oh, sorry. Yeah, you did. Sorry. Alright. Alright, thanks Nova. Shao. Okay, ritual. Let us revive someone. It's randomly. Though it loses 10th faith. Huh. Okay, let's try this. Ooh. Okay, I'll let you guys decide on who do we revive. I'll let you guys decide. No one? If not, I'm gonna pick Kim. He was the most unfortunate one to die, so. Can't vote right now. Oh. Not on PC. Oh, okay. I am dead. No big surprise. Oh yeah, Kim got revived. There you go. Alright, welcome back. Welcome back, dude. Oh, I already did a ceremony. I accidentally voted for myself. I voted for myself. Kim, you good? Cult traits. Belief in afterlife. Confronted by the resurrection, will need to be specially healed. Oh shit, catatonic. He is. Okay, I need the healing bay then. I could have upgraded to that one. Damn it. Yeah, the healing bay. Well, Kim seems to be a little bit brain dead, but that's fine. But yeah, that would been too good. That would have been a bit too good. I might bite. Damn, you're like a zombie. Oh, 5 planks. Refinery. Oh. Alright, give me this then. Give me this. More advanced structures required consecrated resources. Consecrated resources are made up of base resources. Unlock and build a refinery to be able to use the resources. Queue up an order at the refinery and a follower will automatically come to consecrate the resources for you. Thanks for contributing, Azzy. What the hell is happening? Ah yes, even in the afterlife, you still support the cult. That's why I love you guys. We should try and get the immortal necklace, yeah. Lotot? Great leader, I am tired of sleeping outside on the ground. There are bugs on my back. Would you build me somewhere to rest? Build sleeping bag. I thought you guys already have enough sleeping bags. Right? Is it not enough? Yeah, you look so brain dead at the moment. We need a healing bay for you. Gosh, I should have upgraded that. I didn't realize. What the heck is that? Give blessing. The golden dandelion. Damn, how long it's not level 4? That quick? I will re-educate and then I'm gonna release you. Nice. Blessing as well. I think you can do about 4 more resurrection rituals. Yeah, but all of you guys are gonna be brain dead, so I will not allow that first. I need the healing bay. I think according to this, it's really hard to get. Huh. Yeah, dude. Oh, wow. Bro is in its 2 hours sleep, dehydrated and hungry. And it's oh man, I don't have the DLC. I just have the base game though. Okay, I will do a crusade. What? So hopefully you guys don't die on me. Defeat Flinky in Knucklebones. Knucklebones? Oh? That's on the this map, Lonely Shack. Can I not get the wood here, please? Well, I will take this though. Hey, Flinky. Alright, yeah, Flinky. The 1v1 you. Is there like a strat on this? Is there like a meta on how to play this? Oh. I need a tree. I need a tree though. This will do. Tree. Shit. So I'm going out. Before that, I gotta fix the phone thing. Alright, sure, stay safe. This... Yes, here. I need a tree. Give me a tree. Why? Ugh. There you go. That really didn't help much. The 4 here. Okay, looking good, looking good. Ugh, 2. I win, baby. I win. Easy. What? I suppose you better take these. Oh, immune to poison. I don't really get poisoned that much during the run, but thanks. Nice. Right, let's do a last crusade and we'll call it for tonight. Then we will raid someone. Oh, come on. A vote, why? Alright, bye Azzy, bye bye. See you next stream. Lot. Oh, oh, Loton's scared. No wonder you keep running away from me. Might run away if frightened. Damn. See you next stream. I mean, your presence. See you next stream. Your presence. Something, something, something. So, what did you guys vote? Nothing? Okay, I'm gonna do a crusade then. Where is it? Oh, Azzy, thanks for the... Whoa, what is this? Collect totem award. Oh, gambling! Gambling! Meat! Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa! Damn! Okay, thanks. Thanks, guys. Much obliged. Right, can I craft something? Possess a follower with the spirit of a demon so that they can join on your next crusade. This structure can only be built once. More stable shelter, you say? Oh, okay. Oh, okay, okay. I'm officially signing out from my stream. See you all next. Alright, bye Azzy. Good night, dude. Good night. Okay, Noton wants a sleeping bag. Okay, I'm gonna put one here. Yes, you guys can do that. And I will do a crusade. Okay, let's try to fight. Let's try to actually fight Anura. Kill Anura, I mean. We failed to do so last time. Wow, and I got the axe, great. Kimberly has become gravely ill and will die in a free race if not rested. What? I'm actually forced to go back. Hold on. What the hell? Dude, I was just about to start a crusade. What the frick? Kim? There you are. Bed rest. Wait, are you yeah, you're still brain dead. Are you not gonna sleep? You're just gonna stay there? Or are you just gonna wake up? What? Are you just gonna stay there then? Okay. How bad is my condition, Doc? You're gonna die in the next few days, I can tell. I tried. I told him to sleep. He's not going on a bed. I can't drag him. I don't know why. I just can't. Whoa, what is happening? What is this? You guys are like linked. Oh, this one. Yeah. Ah! Shite. Kim's gonna die, but look on the bright side. If he dies, I'll be there welcoming him, protecting the afterlife. Nice. Why are you even aiming at? Oh, another ball sack. Delightful. Shite. there's another room here. A tragic story of the two foxy lovers. It be the night guard. Nice. Give me reveal all the map damage. Give me this. So I'm kinda short on like coins at the moment. Yeah, it's not canon. Wait, I thought you were kinda furry. Kinda. Ooh, cool path. Okay, I like that. It's a cute path. Is there wood? No. But there is meat though. Give me this. Ew. Ew. Oh gosh. Ew. Oh, this is the first time I've seen you. My love took my heart to the sea. The sea. She took my heart to the sea. This where my heart will be. In her bed at the bottom of the sea. Welcome, Crusader. Take a moment to join me in my search. I look for the heart that once beat in my chest. That is until it was taken by her. Agoy, kawawa man. I have been sitting here for so many years, even her face has faded from my mind. Yet I keep searching. Always searching. I've a dozen hearts you see, but none of them are mine. They are yours if you wish to have them, Crusader. They are worthless to me. I care only for the heart that was once mine, so that I might look upon her face one last time. Poor guy. Oh, you do give hearts. Okay, thanks, dude. Oh wow, you give too many hearts. I only have like a limited amount. My friend is filled with puss. It's a winter fanfic. Welcome, meow. Konami stones always good. That's my heart beating for you. My legs came down a tear. Wait, what? Okay, time to fight you. I have 10 hearts. Are you like a cat or something? The damn flies! So annoying! We're not lovers, but there tags. There was only one bed. It's hard sometimes to like time this shot, like in the middle. I do find it difficult sometimes. Y'all shipping each other man. Dude, that's so hard to time. Oh, that's nice. Alright, I like that. There was only one bed, so might as well. Actually, what would you do if like you and someone, like a friend, has like only one bed on like a room? On like a hotel. Rains down a storm. Alright. Thanks. Depends. Depends. Oh wow, stick drift. Insane stick drift. Depends. Depends, wow. Watch the hub, eh, yo. Nova once shipped me with you, but it sucked like an instant. Sleep with them. There you go. Hard to time the dart sometimes. That was very quick too, and there was no recovery. The only ship that lasted for like a long time was Winter Yoshi. Right, boss fight, was it? Yeah. Oh my gosh, the stick drift in the controller is so weird sometimes. There's like a furry load on something like that. Yeah, furry load on. Futon! Futon! Wait, I gotta change some keybinds. Accessibility. Always run. Where's the always run? Movement style. Always run. There you go. Stick drift is killing me. And you know, I'm just gonna outrun the flies. Okay, so you have poison immunity. I can see that. Holy shit! Nice. Ah, my no-hit run! Frick you guys. Nah. Oh, this is the part where I died. Crap. Okay, nice, nice. Ah, crap. Okay, there you are. Killed your guy. Killed your dude. Missed? Hey, come on! Sometimes I can't dodge because I'm still in the middle of the animation. There we go! Okay, finally. We killed another boss. That's good. Also, Yoshi, did you know that if you kill them enough times and beat the game, we can make 4 bishops and the one who wins during the call? No, I didn't do that. They're not so bad when you're getting them. Heart of the Heretics. Thank you. Okay, 1 down. 2 more to go. Trophy. Oh, thank you. Alright. Very nice, very nice. Kimmy is no longer ill. Let's go. Yes, sir. Woo! Still no wood. I enjoyed watching you destroy Hecate. Her arrogance always destined to be her undoing. Your merciless crusade against the old faith warms my cold and beating heart. Thank you. Anything for you. The one who awaits. Can I join the team once more? The shepherd shall make a way into the wilderness, in the wilderness rivers, in the desert, and the light in the dark. And light in the dark. Hey! Yeah, let's revive Farina. Let's revive Wiwi. He's gonna be brain dead for a moment. Wow, you did it! You are without flaw. I am grateful, my great leader. Don't be scared, dude. Come on, it's me. Nothing, it's me. It's me. What? Whoa! Okay. Looks like Twitch chat did the thing again. A bird follower has been resurrected thanks to Twitch chat. Alright, damn, thanks guys. I thought I was gonna do a resurrection again. Resurrection ritual again. But thanks. You voted for it. Alright, W Kim, W. Don't have enough wood. Nice. Guys are now pooping again. The cult is now doing better. You know what? I'm not gonna say that. I might jinx it again. You alright? The fact I'm just unlucky and got catatonic means better than being, well, dead, huh? What does cursed mean? Chat. Are we gonna have like a boss battle with Kim? I need like I don't know, 12 more. That's so close. That's so close. Give blessing. Who has the necklace with the who has the necklace with the freaking followers? Who has the necklace with the extra resources? So when cursed, the follower becomes kind of catatonic, plus they don't sleep. They have the chance to eat the other followers and kill them. You can't re-educate them or nor put them in prison, so it's a permanent until you get the healing ritual for them to make the medicine. I see. Crown. Okay. Receive a diseased heart in the beginning of crusade run. Once per crusade, eat a poop to receive a heart that will vary depending on what is eaten. Oh. Once per crusade. When killed a crusade once for the first time, sacrifice a follower to be resurrected. Alright, Charlotte, good night. I'm gonna end the stream as well. Receive a diseased heart. Eat a poop to receive a heart that will vary depending on what is eaten. This one, I guess. You have unlocked new crown ability. You will begin with crusade with the diseased heart. Diseased hearts damage all enemies once the room in the room when you take a hit. Oh, okay, that's really good. That's really good. Dude, I don't wanna resurrect some of the dead people yet, because I need a healing bay. Wait, I think I can build one now since you guys are like, yeah, you guys are giving me. There you go. No, nice. Let's make the healing bay. Wait, did I make another one? Oh yeah, doctrine. Nice. Okay. Teach them the true meanings of obedience, law, and order. Preach on the value of earthly goods. This all cult members will gain materialistic trait, gain faith when building better sleeping quarters, gain more faith when placing decoration in building. All cult members will gain faith when building better sleeping quarters. False god. Guess this one. No, it resurrected you. No, it resurrected you by sacrificing us. Oh, okay. Nah, I don't want you guys to die yet. I want you guys to die like of old age. Let's upgrade the healing bay. Is this the one? Janitor station. Clean up their own mess. Cheaper rituals. Rituals cost 50 less. Propaganda speakers. Ensure the followers hear your message within the range. Followers will work and pray 20% faster. Okay. I guess this is the one healing bay. I mean, I thought it's just gonna heal like the people who are like sick, like a flu or some shit. Whoa. Oh, 5 wood thingy thingamabob. That is so expensive. That is so expensive. 369. 369 12 369 12 15 wood. Is that you, Kim? Huh. Alright, I guess let's call it for this evening. Yeah. Yoshi being poor of wood. Yeah. We need so many. We need so many of these lumber yards. Well, yeah, let's call it for tonight. Good thing the cult is standing really good. It's in a good state, I mean. Yeah. Should I raid or should I just sleep? Let me check. Maybe I should just sleep. Let's not raid for this evening. Bro, I need to be put in an asylum again. Alright. Okay, that's it for this evening. I'm so tired. I overslept. My eyes hurt because I just got out of the shower and then looked at my screen for the past 3 hours. But yeah. Next stream will be on wait. It's Holy Week. I wonder if I should stream more. Maybe I wonder if I should stream tomorrow, but I'll just announce on the server. But for the people who don't know, I have a Discord server. Feel free to join. And yeah, that is it for this evening, everyone. Thank you all so much for the love and support. I really do appreciate you guys chatting with me in the stream. And see you guys next stream. I keep repeating the same words. God damn it. But yeah, again, thank you everyone, and I'll see you guys next time. Good night. Yoshi, please, Yoshi, please don't tell me. I want to sleep. No, we're not raiding someone. We're not raiding someone. Alright. Good night, chat. Bye bye. Good night. Good night. Love y'all. Have a good sleep and enjoy the rest of your day for the people who are in the morning. Ciao.